Hey there, this is K4A. In this video today we are going to see how to add and change environment assets into game maker tower defense template, which is called Towers versus Monsters. In previous video we have done this blue screen, which was a new background for our game, and that looked like this. So it looks fine to me, but I also want to change other elements on this game level, like these trees, these houses, graveyard, and so on. So those assets are mostly called environment art, environment assets in games. They represent environment like trees, rocks, mountains, even buildings and so on. So in some games they are not interactive, you cannot click on them, they do not have any purpose, but in some they are. You can harvest them, like in, I don't know, Fortnite, to harvest materials to build buildings, harvest trees, harvest rocks, pick rocks, and so on. So it depends on the game, again, game design, and what do you need for your game. In my case, this should be some kind of sea or something like that blue water. So I would probably not going to leave all those trees around here or graveyard, so I will try to change some of those, or maybe add some of those more. Again, it depends on what you're making, but the whole idea here is that those assets are not interactive in my game. My enemies, zombies, they just walk through those assets, or pass by them. They do not contact with them, they do not collide with them, they do not interact with them. So they are more like graphic art, just to make my game look better, but it doesn't affect my gameplay. Okay, so first I would like to know where my assets, environment assets, are in my game. So I would open the level which I'm trying to edit. In this case it's room level 1. I would try to make all the layers visible, and then just use common sense and see what we have. HUD, that's user interface, heads up display. Sequences are animations, so we have icons, sequences, sequence icons, again sequence instance, that's not it. Tower energy, no. Path, no. So instances, that must be it. So I'm already in that folder. I could be in background, road, wherever. So click on instances, and again just try clicking on this icon, visible or not visible, and see what will happen when I do that. All the instances disappear, only the road exists. So road is on separate layer, it's road layer. I will try to hide that one, and now let's check our game. It will be, will it be the sea without anything? I don't think so. I think the objects will be generated. Yeah. So although I have hide my road layer and instances layer, instances are visible. Instances like environment instances, trees, houses, graveyard, and also these instances of tower defense placeholders. So that will not help us. Okay, so road is probably sprites only, so that works. You can hide it like this, but instances, it doesn't matter if you hide it or not, they will be rendered on the scene. So we have to change them somehow in some other way. Okay, so if I look a little bit down below, I have this folder, this drop down menu which says assets, and in it, I will close the other, in it I have so many objects, or to be precise, instances of objects. So this is crazy. I mean, it's not crazy in terms of it's usual, but from my point of perspective and from for what I need for this level, for example, if I try to, yeah, you can see even this sprite is added to asset as single sprite. So you can see here, I will zoom in so you can see better. The first one in my case, so those guys build it by adding those sprites and instances of objects one by one in I'm in roads, sorry. So same goes with instances. Yeah, this is what I would do different. I would make my environment road as a part of the background. I would probably make a background JPEG image like we did here, and then draw my I would probably draw my road on this background image. That's what I wanted to say. But sometimes you have to do it this way. You have to make levels like this, or even crazier thing is to make it procedurally to generate sprites or objects, which is more advanced. So in short, road is not what we are going to change today. So let's leave it away and go with the instances. So same thing, if I go to instances layer, select it, go a little bit below. I'm not interested in filters, not in properties, just here all the list of all the instances in my game. So if I, for example, now click on this obj house, it will disappear from my screen, and you can see it in your right bottom corner. So if you don't need this, just uncheck it and it won't be visible on the screen. In my case, I think, yeah, let me try to find some obj trees. Okay, this one. They're not grouped. You can make some kind of groups, folders to do this, and stuff like that. I will try to turn on lots of those just to see if they will, maybe all of the trees, yeah, just to see if they will stop this appearing on the screen. I think they should now. So we're not hiding them by layer like this, but by instances here. So yeah, that's enough. Let me see if this works. If not, we can always delete them, but I think this will maybe work. Yeah, this works. So great. So we don't even have to delete them. All we have to do is hide them, and for my game that looks better. So I will just I will just hide all the obj trees, and it's really, again, crazy how many of those we have, but soon it will be. And same with houses. I don't need house, I don't need graveyard. Gameplay manager, yeah, I need that. Tower base, I need that. Tombstone, I do not need that. Grave. Okay, so yeah, I would also drag and drop this guy up above because it's gameplay manager. I want to see it on the top of my game instances list. Okay, let me see if that's it. I have a couple of gravestones, tombstones, and yeah, here it is. So obj level 1, this is level wave manager. I will also drag that one to the top because I want it to be visible right away, not searching for it. Okay, so these two are important. So we have on our screen only road and placeholders for towers. Yeah, that's more like it. So let's see how it looks. Yeah, it looks pretty different. So oh, it's too late. Okay, we can go even step further and hide the road. Road is sprites only, so it won't be visible when the game is rendered. Yeah. So you see how, yeah, this looks this looks great to me, probably awful to most of you, but it's like some kind of yeah, I would probably leave the road just to make it more sane. So we have, yeah, we have edited our environment asset this way by hiding it with layers like this, or by unchecking the instances in instances layer like this. Also, we can add more. We can add already created objects from our template. So I need to go to objects folder, environment, and find what I want to add to my game and just click and drag it into my scene. So again, you are not in workspace, you have to click on the level 1, room level 1 to open that on your right, and on the left you don't want to have inspector, you want to have assets. So asset browser on the left, room level 1 on the right. You drag and drop from the left to the right. From environment folder, I will pick obj3 green, add it here, add one more to make it like those guys are getting out of the forest. Click to test my game. Again, I'm just using this as a fast example. This is not really this is not making sense because we have just our environment assets in previous steps, so now another more that doesn't make much sense, but it makes sense in terms of you see how fast changes are made in this template. So obj house, maybe I want my house to be spawn point for my zombies. I want my zombies to go out of the house into the night. Let me drag and drop it to my scene, test it, and let's see how it looks. Yeah, it's there. The problem here is now that, and I will explain that in some of the later videos, that my house is on top of, as you can see here, it's on the top of the tree. So it looks like it's over the tree, it's above it, although it should represent behind it. So that's a problem. We will learn how to do it later, but in short, it's connected to how these objects are sorted. I think I have explained that in Scratch when I was making some Scratch tutorials, but more or less it's the same thing as with these guys here. All you can see that all the code that they have is actually one block, and it says depth. So that's how you say to GameMaker where you want your object instance to be rendered on which depth, and they use it in this case y value, the value of coordinate y to that's some kind of we can say some kind of trick, but it's often used. I think I have used it in Scratch tutorials. You use the position of your instance on your screen, its y position, y coordinate, and say okay, use that number and use it as depth. So GameMaker as Scratch works in that way that it has to know which objects are rendered in front of each other and behind of each other, and to do that it uses numbers. I think the higher the number is, it's more close to you, the lower it goes negative, for example, or minus 1000, it will be far away. Or no, or maybe opposite. I will have to check it. I do not remember those things. So anyway, you use the numbers to represent where those depths are, and yeah, I do not, this one is like a little bit grayed out, maybe it's disabled or something like that. Anyway, we have a problem with that and we are going to solve it sometime later in future. For now, whole idea here is was to show you how you can edit and change and add environment asset objects and instances into your GameMaker tower defense template. And 20 minutes. Okay, so I'm stopping here, don't worry. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.